Well, this week, there's some rare glimpses of some nighttime animals moving around during the day. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smoky. Another chapter of As the Ridge Turns. Now, we've had some cool spells and we've had some storms, but spring's here to stay. Even the dogwoods, I've noticed, is blooming out just a little bit early, but it's so beautiful. And these woods are doing really great too. And here at the pond, it's really doing nice. So, if you've not watched this channel before on this wildlife, you're in for a big surprise. This is a narrated event of just animals in the wild. So relax, take it easy, and let's see what stepped in front of the cameras here last week. So let's get started. Well, up on the ridge, business as usual. A little does just moving back and forth down the trail. And we had a rare glimpse here of old Willie. During the daytime. And that looks like old Spike right there. These does and these deer, I'd say the bucks are losing their antlers right now. But the deer still feathers around, scrounging around for these acorns. They're still laying there. And they take it easy during the day. Lay around, little squirrels moving around amongst them. They just so peaceful. Now here's a little old ground squirrel. They really busy this time of year too. And the turkey back at the farm, they seem to love this old place. They come and go until no coyote runs them off. These coyotes during the daytime too right now. And the deer, they awful nervous, these coyotes around. They can't stand it. They gotta move on. Well, elsewhere, the little birds is having a good time. It's their time of year. Catch some good rare glimpses of some birds. Beautiful little bird. And there's old Yeller. I guess he runs them off. He's moving on through. And of course, the old squirrels, they still hiding these nuts. And there's some rare glimpses of an old possum moving through. He's a rough looking one. I see him more, I call him Spot. And there's old White. He's solid white. Rare glimpses. That's old Patch. There he is again. He's easing around. And there's old Dirty Dan. But I think it's the better half of Dirty Dan. Moving out looking for feeding. And there's old Dirty Dan. He looks like he's had a hard time. He's had enough. But he's still at it. And the little ground squirrel, he's been visiting. He come out from under the rock. He's prowling around. And there's a little wren. Say hi. And of course, the little squirrel loves his perch, his favorite little spot. And at night, the old coons is coming out the den, one right after another. There's old Rocky. And they had to pass these cameras as they go through, check them out, checking things out. Curious animals. Always on the move. And of course, the old coyote's following all these little animals around. They have to watch their back. And these coyotes don't like these cameras at all. The old possum, they don't care. They going about their business. It's their time of year again. No Rocky, he's foraging for a good meal. He don't care where it's at. And there's old Flash moving through. And the old fox, he's out doing his thing, old Fred. And there's a rare glimpse of a flying squirrel, quick as lightning. And there's a little old owl out doing his evening thing. Them little ground squirrels better watch out for them. They're just silent death. These owls. Old Rocky, he senses something. And there's old Fred. He ain't far behind old Rocky. And there's Snowball, heading up towards the motel. Then there's old Spike. He's back. There he is again. Old Rocky, he's got to check out on his rounds. He's got to check out the motel. What's new? What's going on? The old possum's out attacking the bush. I believe they rub this old bush to rub bugs and stuff off of them. There's old Spike. He's checking things out too. Moving on through. And there's old Spike. But that don't look like Spike. Got more spots on the side of him. That might be Spike's brother. Now right there is old Flat Top. See that white tip on that tail? That's old Flat Top. And there's Socks again, moving down the same log as he did last week. Now there's Wishbone. He's doing okay. Out making his rounds too. He seems to be doing a lot better. And the little old rabbits, of course they're nervous. There's too many things looking for them. And here's the possums doing some heavy courting. Their time of year. But they ain't having much fun, are they? Down at the pond, old Rocky and his whole family's moving in. Business as usual. They dig around all night long for these frogs, grubs, worms. Favorite spot. And the whole family's got to get in on it. This is their favorite watering hole. And they get a few visitors. The deer have to come through. They love this pond too. Come daylight, they get curious on these cameras too. And there's the old possums. Looks like he's had a hard night there laying on the rock, don't he? He needs to go lay down somewhere. He's had a rough night. Old Willie. Yeah, and the herd's up moving around, browsing, moving on through. But it's time for the little squirrels. They always moving around. They work hard, it don't matter what day it is, or what the weather is. They're out making it. Such precious little animals. And they're so comical. So, that's just what stepped in front of the cameras this week. Hope you enjoy these little videos of the wildlife in the wild. Just whatever steps in front of the cameras. So I want to thank you all for watching. God bless, and I'll see you next time.